Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. It's Friday, June 30th. Man, the Supreme Court cases keep coming fast and furious. Now, I had taped and I recorded a few of the Supreme Court cases I was going to roll out over the weekend. But the decisions that they've been making and kind of the tension that it's causing, I went ahead and released those anyway. So you'll now see the student loan relief case, as well as, what was the other one I just did? Not remembering now. Anyways, they've both been released now, so you'll get to see them now. You won't have to wait for the weekend for those to pop up. And I just saw the news that the 303 Creative case went through, and 6-3 that they basically are going to allow a company to discriminate against a creative company discriminate against a gay couple. Now, it's interesting. I did read something that the woman who brought the whole case that this was based on, the person used to be a CNN worker, and they're a web designer, and they said they've never done business with this person that claimed in the case. Or if they contacted them but didn't do business, and the person's a web designer, they wouldn't have used the woman in the lawsuit's case anyway. So it's not even clear that this case was a case. Judge Sotomayor basically said, in a quote, decisions logic cannot be limited to discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation or gender identity. It threatens to balkanize the market and allow the exclusion of other groups from many services, of which Neil Gorsuch pushed back and said, our decision today does not concern, much less endorse, anything like, quote, straight couples only, quote, notices the dissent conjures out of thin air. Yeah, BS, pal. Let's be really, really clear here. And a lot of the arguments being made is that we don't know who's allowed to discriminate. They said, a company with this great creative potential or whatever BS language that they used. Okay, well, could you define which companies those are? And the liberal justices are absolutely right. You can discriminate against gays today. Who's it going to be tomorrow? Are we going to go back to discriminating against blacks? How about Jewish people? How about women? How about single women with children? How about interracial couples? Where does it stop? I got the wrong dick again. Okay. I'm a little bit worked up about this. This is just not fair. This is not fair. This is corrupt. And somebody, I just posted up a new Q&A, and somebody was asking me to do a yesterday, today, and tomorrow reading on the Supreme Court. You got it. It'll probably go up this weekend. And, will they put new justices in and what's going on? It's like, this court is as corrupt a court as we have ever seen. And it's high time that something be done about it. Biden is livid with the student loan debacle. Okay. I want the energy around the LGBTQ 303 creative decision today. What's going on with that? Entertainment purposes only and all that. And to all the members of the LGBT community and those who love and support them, I am really sorry for the setback that we endured today. Okay, nightmare situation. Yeah, I can imagine it's a nightmare situation. It's a nightmare situation to the people who are being discriminated against, and this is going to open up a Pandora's box of new litigations, because you didn't define who could be discriminated against. I can't imagine why they wouldn't want to define that. And it's just, literally, this is your Pandora's box card. It's going to open up a Pandora's box of situations, and it's going to be a nightmare for a while. And I'm going to go on my record right now. This isn't going to get fixed until the Supreme Court gets fixed, and the Supreme Court overrules this. Okay, in the past, death card. Well, of course it is, because that's the death of an unbiased Supreme Court, a Supreme Court that ruled in the favor of law as opposed to the in favor of lobbyists in the Federalist Society. This court is dead. Long live the king. All norms are gone. Current situation is temperance. You've got your 6-3 ruling on there, but I think what Spirit is telling us is we're in the worst of it now, but it's in the process of getting improved. And I think with what they've done to, again, with the student debt relief, as well as this case here, I think that it's high time the Biden administration is going to take matters into their own hands, and that's coming. And there it is. That's going to be Biden or somebody who works with Biden to start. I wouldn't say it's Department of Justice, but this is somebody's going to start looking at this and start taking firm action about the Supreme Court and all the craziness that's going on with it. Because the rule of law is at stake. This is not who the United States is. And we are going backwards when we need to be going forwards. We're at a crossroads. There might be a couple of decisions, a couple of different paths that we can go forward, but we absolutely need justice, and changes need to happen. And we've got two paths that we can, or multiple paths we can go on. And it's truly about the people, the variety of people, our rights, and what makes America great. That star card, what makes America great. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to push these off to the side. What are the choices that we're looking at here? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to actually leave this one out. I'm going to mix these cards in, and we'll just go ahead and shuffle and see what those choices are on that pathway there. I'm going to force the answer as opposed to throwing some clarifiers. I'm going to treat it like a 6-card reading, but I'm reserving that card out. Get these things shuffled up here. Only had to work a half day today, so I've been cranking out videos and queuing them up for this weekend. I'll do that sometimes. I'll record videos in advance and spread them out over a couple of days. That way you're getting some content. And usually it's not time sensitive things. And I was thinking that, with some of these Supreme Court rulings, I had time to let it go. It's like, okay, the decision came. I'll post it up I'll make the video now and I'll post it up over the weekend. Nope, things got crazy. They're going up now. I don't want to swamp you guys with too many videos, but at the same time, maybe I'm doing it for myself and saying I'm doing it for you. I'm projecting, man. All right, what do we got? What's this decision, Spirit? What can you tell us about this decision that's coming up with the Supreme Court? What's the crossroads? Winners take all. That the Supreme Court and offers. We're at decision time. I think what it's telling me is why we're at the decision time. Because again, the Supreme Court is dead. And maybe we have to kill this new iteration of it because it's not a cooperative body whatsoever. And we need something that's celebrated. Okay. Not quite as... That's a little more nebulous. A little more abstract than I was kind of hoping. I was hoping maybe for a little bit stronger an answer. But okay, we're dealing with concepts here. I did ask. I did clarify. Spirit told me. Stop griping. All right. I'd keep my glasses down. It's a little bit easier to see, but they reflect off of the computer screen. So they pop down when I'm doing the card readings. Don't know why I need to have focused cards in order to interpret them, but it certainly does help. Okay. Supreme Court. What do I want to know next? So we know the decision around this court case, and basically what it's telling me is what needs to happen. Okay. Will Biden add more justices to the Supreme Court? Will he find a path to add more justices? Oh, can you imagine the howling that the Republicans are going to do? Oh my God. They're going to act like they've been stung by a bee. They are going to scream bloody murder. He's going to add, he's planning. He's already got his plans going. He's already had the idea. I think he sat on the idea, but now he understands that we're not, the norms that he would like to attain, thought were still here, they're gone. And he's got to look at this world differently. It's not the same anymore. Crossed with planning. I think he's waited. He's given them a chance to see what's going on. And now, you know, he's waited long enough. And now it's time to act. There we go. King of Swords. I think this is more the Supreme Court itself making decisions, but their decisions have lost compassion and empathy. Their decisions are harsh and cruel, and that's something that he no longer wants to see going in his path going forward. What he wants to see is a more enlightened court. And he's got an idea that he's going to unveil to get to that more enlightened court. We're asking, is he going to add more justices? Right now, that's a screaming yes. He's going to create it. Absolutely, he's going to create. He's got an idea, and he's going to add. He's going to create. He's going to manifest. He's going to add. I'm not sure how he'll justify it. That'll be an interesting one. That's where the art form comes in on this. But the nuts and bolts of it are, that's going to happen. There's going to be a big fight over this, but he's got the advantage. I don't know how you add Supreme Court justices. I've never paid attention to that. I don't know when the last time it changed, but he's got the advantage. He's got the good lawyers on his side who can add that. And again, the Republicans will scream bloody murder, but I don't think they can do anything about it. And the outcome is the King of Pentacles. The outcome is, I think Joe Biden's going to act like Donald Trump or like the Republicans on this one. He's going to say, tough. Tough, tough, tough. You know what? This is what I want to do, and this is what we're going to do. He pulls off the gloves on this one. This is your Dark Brandon card right there. Dark Brandon comes out and laser beams him. Page of Cups. Underneath this all, it's a new way of doing things. They're going to revisit it. They're going to buck the norms on this. And I say to that, good. It's about time. The Republicans don't play fair. They aren't genuine. They're disingenuous with their negotiations and their tactics. Treat them the same way. Don't worry about it. Oh, well, if the Republicans get in charge, they'll add Supreme Court. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you're right. They will. So you might as well take advantage of it and get folks on there. Keep adding Supreme Court justices. Maybe every president gets to add 2 when they get in, or gets to add 1 when they get in. Just keep growing the court. Limit their terms. They fall out. They come in. Maybe every year you're president, you get nominated a Supreme Court justice. Every year. They get to stay for 10 years. And then they just start falling off the conveyor belt every 10 years. And you always have a new justice in there. Right now, the way things are going, the Republicans aren't going to hold the presidency or houses of Congress in a couple years' time. You might as well take advantage of it and codify as much as you can to get things fair and balanced again. Okay. Will the new Supreme Court overturn this ruling? This one wants to stay on top. Will the new Supreme Court overturn this ruling? It's going to be stolen. Things are stolen. Rights are stolen. Hermit. Things need to be exposed. Bad things are... oh, okay. Never mind. That's not answering the question. I love it when Spirit does this, you know. I'm asking a certain question. He's giving me an answer... or he, sorry. Spirit is giving me an answer that I'm not expecting. This is about the stolen Supreme Court positions. This is about the unethical behavior of the Supreme Court, certain justices, and this is about the exposure to it. This is going to be related to that new Supreme Court because if, you know, I don't know, Clarence Thomas is found to have been unethical, or Alito in his fishing trip, which was actually a luxury cruise, or Brett Kavanaugh, who's had all his bills paid off, and the FBI never investigated any of the sexual assault claims by Christine Blasey Ford. All this is being exposed. It's going to expose the corruption. Knight of Cups. It's these Supreme Court justices going forward, lying, flat out lying to Congress when they were saying that established case law is established case law. Each and every frickin' one of them said that. They had Federalist Society lines memorized. Yet they have overturned Roe v. Wade, which was established case law. They're overturning gay rights. They're overturning, good God, affirmative action. That was the other video I was going to delay on. They overturned affirmative action. So they're fakes. They're liars. So now comes time to be harsh. You know, you lied. You committed perjury. Pay the frickin' price. You know what happens when you lie and you commit perjury and you're trying to be on the Supreme Court? You're not worthy to be on the court. You don't have the integrity. Bye-bye, Felicia. This is going to be the fight to keep those Supreme Court justices on, or to keep information under wraps. I don't think it's going to happen, though. There's going to be a battle between these, but you've got the major arcana in the form of the Hermit here, who's going to expose things. So hold on as you may. You're balanced by these two. There will be a purge. There will be a purge of these folks who have stolen and lied and are disingenuous. There will be a purge. It's going to take time. It's not going to be like all three like this, but it's coming. Trust that it's coming. And they will get rid of all the corrupt judges on there. They absolutely will get rid of them. Because they have the information that they need. They can ask the right questions. They can go back to transcripts. They can now compare them to their voting record and ask them what's changed. And they won't have good answers for that. It'll go beyond their political thing. They're going to find that corruption. They're going to expose that corruption. And this will get fixed. Many a medium, a tarot reader, an intuitive, a channeler will tell you they can't do timing. I have no idea what the timing is. Temperance is not a quick card, but it is a card that does tell me that it's going to happen. And again, we've got how many major arcana? 1, 2, 3, 4 major arcana on this, and the 4 major arcana are in great positions. Okay, so I'm sorry for the turmoil that we're going through here with the Supreme Court. It's unfair. We shouldn't have to deal with this, but we are. And hopefully what we're going to do is actually deal with it. Get this fixed, and then we will reestablish people's rights, and then we will move forward with protecting people's rights and expanding their rights. All right. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for putting up with me for 20 minutes here. I really do appreciate it. I hope you found it insightful, maybe knocked you down a couple levels of anxiety, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.